Top Labour peer Maurice Glasman has joined forces with Nigel Farage. And what they're doing is backing a parliamentary bill on grooming gangs.
Well, while several Conservative frontbenchers demand a national inquiry, GB News understands that some Labour MPs have privately given their support as well.
Well, with us now in the studio, Lawrence Newport. Good morning, Lawrence. Lawrence is the campaigner behind this bill. Lawrence, just explain to me the role you have. If you've got a grievance about what is going on in this whole grooming, rape sort of issue, why would people come and see you? What do you do?
So it was actually less that people came and saw me and more that I was waiting for the government to do the right thing and have been waiting kind of since January. They obviously, just before Parliament broke up, they announced they were even cancelling the small number of local inquiries that they had announced previously in January.
So they're not doing the right thing.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
They're not doing the right thing. They have dragged their heels on this for reasons I am completely unsure of. And so in the intervening time, I authored, with lawyers and experts, a ready-to-go parliamentary bill for a full national inquiry, time-limited, focused, and also that brings in all of questions around who covered it up, how long this has been going on, and all of the authorities that both failed and actively covered this up.
So you think it would give you answers that a local inquiry would not give you?
Absolutely. Yes, completely. It will be national. It would leave no stone unturned. What we have written in this document is something both probably the most transparent of all British inquiries, including that all previous grooming gangs criminal cases would now be open to the public to read.
Well, Lawrence, you know that this station would be totally behind you on what you're trying to do, the work that our reporter Charlie Peters has done.
Yes.
All of his individual capacities have had grooming. I hate calling it grooming because it's just rape, you know. Yeah. The issues that have been highlighted. And from my point of view, what I take away is this just doesn't happen and then it's forgotten about. This stays with these people who have been abused for the rest of their lives. I don't care if they're 50 years of age now or whatever. It is with them. They live with it. I've experienced it. I've talked to them. It's awful beyond belief. And yet I look at the news the way you do and I think you just don't get it. And what I don't get is why you're dodging, and dodging is the right word, why you're dodging a national inquiry.
Have you been getting a load of spam in your email recently? What about random calls? It's really annoying, isn't it? Data brokers are out there collecting your personal information. Anything from your email, your full name, your address, and even your political affiliation. Cyber criminals can even use AI to mimic the voices of friends and family to trick people into sending them money. And it gets even worse. People out there are getting huge loans taken out in their names without even knowing about it. But don't worry, because the sponsor of this video, Incogni, can help. They reach out to the data brokers on your behalf and request that your information is removed from their databases. Incogni continues to make sure that your data is removed automatically from the internet via repeated removal requests. So, how can you get started? Well, step one, hit the link in the description, create an Incogni account and tell us whose data you'd like removed. Step two, grant Incogni the right to work on your behalf. Step three, sit back, relax and watch Incogni work. They will update consistently so you know when your data has been removed. Incogni is risk-free for 30 days, so you can try it for yourself and you'll get a free refund if the service isn't for you. So take back your personal data today with Incogni. Use the code GBNews using the link in the description below and you'll get 60% off an annual payment plan.
It doesn't make sense. It's completely immoral. And this is something which, as you say, it's affected thousands of people across this country. We don't actually know the depth of it. We know that there is perhaps
it still
50
goes
towns,
on.
and it's still happening.
It still goes on. I mean, I go and I mix with various people. I see people from time to time, and they will say to me, Eamon, that man who did this and who runs the local news agents and whatever it is, he's still doing that, and people knows he's there, and nothing happens about it. Nothing happens about it.
Well, there was also, of course, a whole ream of public services that failed and actually actively covered it up. There's a whole load of local governments, local systems, which also covered it up. We don't know how high it goes. We don't know how deep this goes. And there hasn't been a national inquiry to actually answer this question. This is completely and utterly unacceptable. Someone needs to do something on this. And so now there is a bill that states exactly how they could go about doing this and get it done quickly.
And we understand here at GB News that a number of Labour MPs are supporting this bill, but for the time being, they're only doing it privately. Why would they not be public with this?
Privately offering support, I think they're frustrated, but yet don't know how to go about stepping out and really making the moral case on this yet.
Do you think that will change, though, when you've got the likes of Lord Glasman now, who is teaming up with Nigel Farage? Do you think we're seeing the tide turning on this?
I hope so. I've tried to put together here a cross-party coalition, Conservatives supporting it, Nigel Farage, Maurice Glasman, the Labour Lord. I'm trying to put together something here to show this is a cross-party effort. Politicians should just put politics aside here and actually just get this done. The public demands it, victims need it, and there is no reason for us to delay on this any further.
No. And I think people should just make themselves aware. They should waken up and they should look at the situation and realise that you're talking about children, you're talking about 8-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 14-year-olds, just awful, just absolutely awful. And that these men who are doing this are known in their communities. Yeah. They have wives, they have girlfriends, they have daughters, they have people around them who know what they're doing, and it's still turned a blind eye to. It's just like...
And worse, sometimes covering it up.
Covering it up, yeah, of course,
yes.
of course.
Which is, in a sense, still what we are seeing. And it still goes on today. It is still happening right now. We haven't got nearly the level of answers that we should do. And I do not understand why the government hasn't acted on this. They just need to get it done.
What do you need to get it done? What's next for you?
Next, with this coalition, I'm hoping that there is also amendments pushed forward on our version of this bill. I'm also hoping that politicians can rally around this and say, we do actually have a document now, we can actually get this thing done, here is what it can look like, here are the powers that it should have.
What do you say to the government who say, and they've used this argument to us when we speak to them every single day on breakfast, they say there's already been a national inquiry, there was that statutory inquiry, the independent inquiry into child sexual abuse, chaired by Professor Alexis Jay. So they say it's already been done and there's no need to retread old ground.
None of this focused on the authorities, the cover-up. It did not focus in the way that we are speaking about actually getting to not only understanding the networks, understanding how these all interact, understanding how they work across the country, but also understanding all of the local and national systems that both covered up, kept it quiet, and failed to respond adequately.
Lawrence, could I put this to you? Say the authorities now realise, whether they are the police, whether they are caring authorities within local councils or whatever, and they go, right, we all know what happened. We all know what went wrong. We all know what we should do differently this time. We have learnt from our lessons. You will get people who will say to you, well, then why do you need an inquiry? People know they'll do it differently from here on in.
I don't think that they do know what they've done wrong. No one has been fired. No one has been held to account. There have been local inquiries that then have had convictions previous to those inquiries, but not any afterwards. People have not been held to account on the basis of inquiries. They've not been held to account yet because there has not been something that looks at it and says, like this inquiry would, who is to blame, what has actually gone wrong here, who failed to do their jobs and who actively covered this up.
Lawrence Newport, thank you very much indeed. Good luck with what you're trying to do.
Yes.
And thank you for highlighting it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Take a look at the rape gangs scandal, and we've now got this cross-party connection, haven't we?
We've got
not much of a connection.
Well, Labour peer Maurice Glasman has joined forces with Nigel Farage. They're backing this parliamentary bill calling for a statutory inquiry into the abuse gang scandal.
And this is a GB News exclusive, I
it
gather.
Is,
So Maurice Glasman, he's the architect of what was called Blue Labour. And when Jeremy Corbyn was the Labour leader, he was one of the most vocal Labour big knobs who was calling for, a sensible centre, middle of the road Labour policies. And he's saying, here, look, we've got to do something about this. And the perception is that Jess Phillips, the minister concerned, doesn't want to hold an inquiry into this because most of the people in the gangs are of Pakistani origin, and there is a fear that Labour will alienate its Asian vote, which is quite a strong Labour supporting group of people. But yet, Maurice Glasman has backed Nigel Farage, which is a big breaking of ranks because, one, he's going against the Labour leadership.
Okay. I just want to thank GB News for all their work on this, because this is still happening up and down the country.
Happening. Absolutely still happening.
We need this national inquiry.
Labour, just to say, ahead of the local elections this week, they're saying that the grooming scandal was one of the greatest failures in our country's history. Vulnerable young people let down time and time again. We fully support police investigations and independent inquiries to get answers.
Hannah and David, thank you very much for your time this morning. Let's go to the weather.